Happy New Year. Had my first workout of 2017 today. I went down my local gym and as expected it was super busy. I think everyone's on their new year, new me, New Year's resolution. They want to tone up, lose weight, lose that Christmas belly. I see it time and time again. I always get questions of what's the best nutrition plan to do, what's the best exercise I should do, which is all great, but after about 2 or 3 weeks I always see that people fall off the bandwagon. And I think there's simple things that people don't do or just don't know how to do that they need to kind of add into their training program to kind of keep them on track and get them the results. So I want to do a few videos over the next few days, just simple tips really of how you can add these things in, but I'm pretty convinced that you'll get much better results than you've ever had before. I think the main one is goal setting and then the way you measure it. Like, this don't get done enough at all. I think people get to the gym, they start a new plan, they're eating healthily now, and they're training regularly, but they haven't got anything they're working towards and they don't even know why they're doing it. I think if you've got a main goal that you're working towards and you've got an actual date in the diary as well, at least you've got something to work towards. You've got 4 weeks out, shit, I've got to work harder now, I've got to push myself even more, I've got to be a bit stricter on my food because you've got that deadline you're working towards. The next one is then measuring it. Again, this doesn't get done enough. We're hard on ourselves as humans anyway, so we always want better, but if you're not seeing any changes, you won't get the main result. And I think if you're measuring it and you're doing it consistently, once you start seeing changes, you think, okay, this is actually working now. I'm going to train harder, I'm going to eat better, I'm going to get more sessions in the week. And I think these are the 2 areas that you need to add in. So say with goal setting, is identifying your goal, trying to work out what really tone up means to you, or what lose weight, how much weight you want to lose. If you've got that date in the diary, like what do you expect to see within that time? So photos are massive for me. Photos, they don't lie. It pretty much shows you, am I getting results? And for all those of you who want to lose weight or look good in the bikini or look good in the mirror, you need to measure it somehow by looking at yourself, and photos are the best way to do that. I think another good tip is try to get someone to take the photos of you. There's a bit more pressure then because someone else can see you. Get a date in the diary. I always say once a week, and we do it 2 reasons. The first one is like, damn, I've got my photos being taken tomorrow, I better not have this cheesecake tonight. It kind of gets you in a good habit. And the second one is once you start seeing week by week, you put them back to back and you start seeing the changes, you think, okay, this is actually working now. So you'll end up training harder, you'll end up training more, you'll end up eating better, drinking less, just the fact that you're seeing the results. Most people give up again just because they don't notice the changes. But if you look at yourself visually in the mirror, you'll be surprised what change is actually happening without you actually noticing. So I want you to set your goal, really have a think about what it is exactly that you want. Try to be more specific on there as well. Then you're going to get a date in the diary, and then try to work out what you'd expect to see or what you'd like to see during that time. So at least you've got something to work towards the whole time. And then we're going to do the ways of measuring. So what I would suggest for those of you who want to lose weight and tone up, we're going to get your starting weight, we're going to take your circumference measurements. If you can get your body fat, by all means do that, that's great. A lot of gyms might have the equipment to do this. And then we're going to take your photos, and this is how I'd recommend to take them.
So this is how I would take my photos and photos of my clients. So make sure you get the photos in from the start. Even if you don't like your photos being taken, you have to do it. Like, you'll regret it for not doing it after. So even if you've got a personal trainer who's going to be taking you through sessions, make sure he takes your photos and your measurements beforehand. It baffles me when they don't do this. So it's a complete 360. So every pose has hands by your side and hands on your hip. The reason why I do so many different positions is if you keep looking at one position, you might not see as much change as if you were side on, for example. And the moment you start seeing the changes is the moment you'll start believing, right, this is actually working, as I mentioned earlier. And you'll see you'll go on to make quicker changes because you're starting to realise, okay, all this effort's actually paying off now. At the end of every week, make sure you put the beginning photo side by side with your recent one and try to do as many angles as you can, because I guarantee you will see that difference.